How y'all doing?
How you doing? How y'all doing?
Can you believe, and this was not intentional, but can you believe it's the 29th and the last time we appeared in this way was the 29th of December.
Wow.
Now, that wasn't intentional.
It was not intentional.
And it's been a whole month.
And we just said now at the same time. But what I want to say is you're right. It was not intentional. And people who know us would be like, that's just like y'all twins. That's just how it is.
But I can't believe it's been a month. It's been a whole month. So last year, this time, we were on sharing. This is what we call, what do we call this? Our Sisters Keepers conversation.
Yeah, yes. And I'm Glenda Curry.
And I am Gwenda Sheard. And we just like to come on and share our thoughts and share
real life
feelings about situations, real life situations that can help and that can benefit sisters in some kind of way.
Yes.
So within a month,
so much has unfolded. My goodness. How do you unpack it all? However, we just want to deal with a sister. Your sister. You have a sister, and you flat out just do not like the person she's dating.
I don't like your man.
And what if you don't really like their husband? Like, that can be a real big deal.
It's one thing for it to be their man.
Yeah, but
when it goes into the lane of that's your
Lord,
husband,
to help me, Jesus.
And then I got nieces and nephews.
Oh Lord,
and then my niece look just like you.
No, listen, really. But thank God we don't have that situation. We haven't, but we have experienced a situation where we didn't like the person you were dating.
Yeah,
we probably definitely been there.
Absolutely.
Probably me more than you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to stretch out on that.
Absolutely.
You just don't have to be heavy on that.
So how did we handle that? How do you handle that?
Well, you know what? In our case, it worked itself out.
How? What do you mean by that?
When I say the dating, the relationship, however you want to say it, it fizzled. You get what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
So, for instance, things showed up. If you didn't like the person and I couldn't see because I was blinded by whatever, eventually, because it wasn't because of your prayers, because you
honey, I got power.
No, you weren't praying back then.
Let me tell you something.
As a matter of fact, I don't even know if you were saved.
God knew. God has always known me.
And he loves me enough that he was... He loves me enough that he was saving me.
I got power, and you better believe some things shifted because
you should.
All I had to do was think it according to some of that stuff.
You should claim that. You should speak those things as if they were so. But what I'm saying to you is God loved me enough where he moved that joker out of my life.
And he blocked it. And he blocked it because your sister was behind the scenes working it out on your behalf.
If you did pray for me, if you did pray for me,
so it's a real thing.
We should be praying for each other.
Absolutely. You got to pray for your sister. That's one thing you should do. Seriously. You have to pray and you have to make sure you're being real. Make sure you're being honest about it. Make sure it's just not your emotions, and then have a talk, have a heart to heart with your sister.
And a lot of times when you do talk, it just goes different because they're here and you're there.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And then you got to be careful with some of these sisters, why they don't like them. Give me a real, I don't know. Is it something to justify why you don't like them? You get what I'm saying? Or are you just going off your feelings? I just don't like them. I don't like them.
But it should be something there that verifies that feeling. It should absolutely be something there.
Sometimes when you stuck in that place, you think you're the one who could change this person. You're going to be the one, and your sister telling you, no, this is how he is. Don't do it.
And a lot of times, in my experience, you have to just learn how to be quiet and be still. Yeah. And you have to really tell God to give me what I need so I can handle this moment.
Yeah.
Because if my sister really loves this man and she can't see, me acting a fool is not going to help it.
It's not going to help. As a matter of fact, the wisdom of a person who's the one who see it, you should be praying more.
Yeah.
You should really just be in a place where God, I trust you to handle this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's something they just don't see or want to accept.
And if you that bad with yourself, sis, then you pray and ask God to make it so it's revealed and what needs to happen happens.
Yeah. And it's so important that your mate gets along with your sisters.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that's so important. That could cause
that interrupts the Christmas dinner.
It does.
That interrupts the fellowship and going out and vacations and everything.
It can.
Because it's a whole big elephant in the room.
Because you married some crazy fool.
And the girl.
What kind of foolishness is that? Listen. It's already a thing when we have to get along. You get what I'm saying? And then you bringing somebody else in, like we get each other. Sisters, if y'all out there, y'all get each other. And then you bring somebody else in who you didn't even like in the first place. God forbid they marry these.
And one thing you have to do, if your sister is married to someone that you don't like, you have to understand that's her husband.
Yeah.
They are supposed to become one.
They are.
What are you going to do to have peace, to bring peace, to be a peacemaker in that moment? What are you going to do?
You know what? Honestly, you really have to exercise some prayer life. It has to be to the highest level.
You need to know him for real and quit playing.
And you got to have patience. You got to learn that love. That love covers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have really got to be in a state or position where God is speaking to your heart. He is speaking to your mind.
Because your flesh wants to do some stuff.
And for your sister, you ought to want to try to get along.
And we're the type of sisters, honestly, we are. We want your marriage to work.
We do.
We want to see you win.
Yeah.
We want to see your family dynamics work. We want that to happen for you.
Do you remember, and this is a true story. I hope I don't get in trouble, but this is a true story.
Boy, what is she about to say?
Listen, because I've always been the one that's been kind of vocal. And I really did not want my sister to marry this person. Remember, I didn't want them to get married. I got thrown out the wedding. Okay.
Yeah, you know what?
I got thrown out the wedding because okay. But anyways, listen.
Why did you bring that? Bring that up?
We won't talk about that. We won't go into detail. But I will say that I did see some things, and I just. You were the nice one. Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah,
but let her do it. And listen, I'm like, no, she's making a mistake. And you,
but some battles are not ours. The Lord sometimes have a bigger picture, and He has to teach His lesson His way. Now, I'm not saying if you see your sister getting ready to jump off the bridge, you don't do something to
that's
stop
what
her.
It felt like.
Yeah, but when somebody is in love, when they say love is blind.
That's
real.
And the truth
and
of the
until
matter
their
is,
eyes are open.
And can we just say this, that what I felt happened? Because people may be wondering, well, what happened? Well, did the person... You know what I'm saying?
Right, but it's still their love journey and their love story and their lesson.
And so
see, we can't manage that. See, you try to be a manager.
I don't want to be a manager, but I want you to win their love. Don't you see that this is a clown?
But sometimes they don't see, and I've never forget.
Not necessarily a clown.
But what did Mother Willie Mae Sheard always tell us when it came to marriages and people in love? Until they see it, you can talk your ears off. They have to see it.
They have to see it.
They have to see it.
And you know what?
She said they have to have enough.
They have to have enough.
And that's
you
got
to be fed up.
So we'll end it on that note. Your sister has to have enough.
Yeah.
And until then, you love her, you support her, you encourage her.
And as long as they're not in a situation where they're getting hurt.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
No violence.
No violence and all that. Because
no life threatening.
No, I'm joking.
But please
don't hit.
Yeah.
But please don't hit my sister.
Please don't do that.
Please, Jesus.
Please, Jesus, don't let them ever hit my sister.
Kumbaya, hallelujah.
Because,
don't do
that. God can fight the battle. We're just talking.
And I'm just thankful that I love your husband.
Absolutely. What's not to love about my husband?
Girl, back, honey.
What's not to love about
y'all? This is how she gets. But anyway, she gets so off sometimes. You get so off.
But we do. I hope that if you're experiencing a situation like that with your sister, that you don't try to manage her. Don't try to be the one to tell her how she should move. Just be there.
Be there.
Pray for her.
Support her naturally and spiritually.
And if she needs to cry on your shoulder, let her do that. Mm-hmm. They don't need I told you
so.
Don't judge. They already know. When you get to that point, if it gets to that point, they already know. They don't need I told you so.
And let's say this, because honestly, when you get married, sometimes them husbands change.
Yeah.
And what
everybody change. We change. It happens.
And so you got to grow. But I'm saying sometimes it could change for the worse. You get what I'm saying?
It can.
And sometimes
because things happen.
And it does.
But that don't mean you throw him away. What if he lost his job? He's not the breadwinner no more. Your sister got to be the breadwinner.
Yeah.
That's
many things.
That's their story. That's their life. And then what we have to help.
You pray and you give them a word. What does the word say about this?
And that's our final thing. Direct everything back to the word.
That's what you do.
So that's where we want to leave it. What did the word say? And seek good counsel.
That's right. Good
seek counsel from people that have won, that have a you can look and see that their marriage is in a winning lane and they're winning.
But how many fraudulent marriages? Maybe we'll talk about that another time. We got some pretenders.
Seek wise counsel.
That's it. Wise counsel.
Seek counsel.
Stay in prayer.
Christian counseling, if you can. And go to somebody you trust that's a safe place and see the evidence of their marriage.
And you know what? I can say this. Out of all my sisters, I like all of my sisters' husbands.
Yes.
I'm so glad that all of my sisters have husbands.
But I gotta say this. I have to say this. Terrence, get on my nerve. That's my brother.
He get on my nerves too, but I love him.
I love my brother. We argue like real brothers and sisters, for real.
Yeah. And really, your husband is my brother and my pastor and my boss.
Ooh, and y'all done had some moments
Baby,
too.
we have. But you know what love doing family does?
We fix it.
You bridge
and
it
we
back.
come back together because we family and we're gonna win.
My bro.
So
my pastor.
that's our segment for our Sisters Keeper conversation.
Tune in next time.
We hope you've enjoyed it and learned something from this conversation.
Yeah.
Until next time. Deuces. Bye.